Hello guys, welcome back to another video on Prime Tennis. Today we're just going to be looking at the serve, and there's some movement I want to go over. There's a lot that I want to go over on the serve, but in this video we're just going to be focusing on like the swinging motion. I have not covered the serve at all on this channel yet, so I'm going to start focusing on that a little bit more. So I hope you guys like this video. Let's get going. So here we just have some pros serving, and it's something that they all do, so we'll be able to see it. And it's basically just like this lag motion that they get. I remember a few videos ago I was telling you about how they have this throwing motion where their arm lags behind them, and it comes from driving the elbow forward and having the racket lag back. Right there. See this motion right here? This kind of shape where his arm is way behind him, his racket is like close to his bottom, and his elbow is way forward, and then he snaps all of that back and unleashes it into the ball, right? So that's something that I think is very important to work on. So I think that's what gives the pros a lot of power. And you'll see here, all of them do it. Federer here, he doesn't do it as much. This looks like it's a second serve, so this is more aimed up than forward, as we saw with the last one with Alcaraz. But you can see he still does it a little bit here. It's not as like prevalent. His arm isn't all the way back here, but his arm is still leading the shot because it's going upward. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. And there are tons of drills you can do to practice this. Like I said in a previous video, throwing a tennis ball, the Williams sisters, they used to throw their rackets over a fence in like a serving motion. Um, I like throwing a baseball personally, like full swing as if you were a baseball player, because I feel like that really gets like the mind-body connection of like that throwing motion. So you see here with Novak serve, he does the same thing. Keep pausing it a bit too late. Right here. See how much his elbow is forward? Like, imagine he was actually throwing the racket. You could tell he's about to chuck this thing away, like so far. You know, that's the kind of snapping that gives you so much power on your serve. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about is the pronation, because I think it goes hand in hand with this. You see, first, the racket's facing like the side that they're facing, basically, right? But what matters is when it drops down here, you can see that it's almost parallel to the ground. As he swings up, it's hard to see because of these people, but his racket right here, it's parallel to the ground, and right at last second he snaps it back. So let me see if we can find another serve at a better angle. Okay, here's another one of Federer. So this is another second serve, it looks like, but his racket, the edge of the racket, the frame, is facing right towards the ball. If he was going to continue in this motion, he would hit the ball with the frame, right? But right before he snaps it, and you look in his follow through, the racket is facing the opposite direction. So he turned the racket completely, like a 180 degrees. Let me see if I can find another better angle here to show it better. See if we can see it with the down. So it goes back. Oh, and it's off screen. Okay. Pete. goes up, pronates completely. I can get it before it speeds out of frame. I can't, but you can tell by like the way his wrist is, the way his arm is, that it's the edge of the racket that's facing the ball, right until contact, and then it turns the other way. See how it's facing like this aerial back here? So he turns it completely. So the pronation plus the lag, like for just like the arm movement part of the serve, that's perfect. Like if you get that down, you're easily serving, with good fitness, easily serving 100 miles an hour. And that's just with the arms, like someone like Tiafoe who doesn't really use his legs that much. It's basically all arms. This is the kind of stuff that he does really well. So if it wasn't off screen, I'm sure this would have shown it perfectly. Murray serve. Let's see. Alright, this is perfect. This is the angle I'm talking about. It's facing this way. It's facing the fence over here to his left. He serves. Now it's facing the fence to his right. And then while he's hitting, so he serves, his racket's facing the fence. He hits the ball. Right now it's flat, facing the court wherever he's aiming to the box, the service box. And then he pronates it back. So you get that down, you get the pronation down, and you literally have half the serve right there. So something that you want to practice the pronation, I think, is just repetition. Honestly, you can like toss the ball up, not do like a full out serve, but toss the ball up and practice the pronation, and I think that will really help. Do that multiple times and then do a few actual serves. Film yourself in slow motion to see if you're doing it, and just trial and error, and I think you should be able to get that down that way. Some people, like this guy here, they don't pronate afterwards as much. I think every serve is different, every player is different. There's no one right way to play this sport. It's a very technical sport, but as long as whatever you're doing works, the technique can vary so much. With this guy, he doesn't have the racket face to his right side the way some of the others do, right? So whatever works for you, really. You have to get the pronation in, because he still does. Some things in tennis, they're things that you need. See how his racket frame is facing the ball, and then he flattens it out. So some things in tennis you need to have, you have to pronate, you have to move your feet, you have to split step, you have to anticipate, do all that stuff. But other things, like your movement, how you move, how you hit the ball, those things, they can vary. Your technique, and I think it's good to have your own style. I think that's what makes a player good, because they're doing what's comfortable to their bodies, because no human is built the same as another. And I think when you play to that, that's what makes you great. Think about Nadal, his crazy forehand. How many people probably told him that that's never going to work? But I mean, he's one of the greatest. Even Federer too. No one has a forehand like Federer. I've not seen a single person that hits their forehand or their backhand like Roger Federer, but I mean, it works for him, So you find what works for you. You do the stuff that you need to do, but you add your own spin to it, however it works for you. Okay, Zverev does the pronation really well. So here, the edge, like I've been saying, his racket's facing to his left side. It's very emphasized here. Hits the ball flat, and then facing the other side. That rotation, that pronation, plus the speed that you get from the torque of throwing the ball, that's what's really going to get your ball moving and your serves faster. So practice the throwing motion, practice the pronation, and watch your serve improve. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.